The Marquee handle toolbar gives you object-specific tools that you can use when you select an object. I'm going to start with the apple first. When I click on the apple and select it, the Marquee handle toolbar is this toolbar that runs across the top, or sometimes you'll see it on the side of the object. First tool is the move tool, so you can see that the cursor changes to the four-headed arrow, and it's a move freely, so I can move, click and drag and move this object around. The second is the rotate object button, and I click and hold and I can drag and I can rotate that object around. The next button is an object edit menu. This is like right clicking on your object, and these are all specific tools and options for that object. The apple in this case was created with pin marks, so you'll see annotation specific tools like convert to text, convert to shape. You can insert a link to a file like an audio file or a video of some sort, cut, copy, paste, duplicate. You can lock it from here also, and you can also set to drag a copy. The next button is the translucency slider. This will make, when you slide this to the left, you will see that you can make it translucent. The next button is the grouping button. When you have a group of objects that are grouped together, this grouping button will be yellow like this. So I have 3 or 4 different annotation objects grouped together here. So I'm going to ungroup these. Just click on the ungrouping button, and then I can pull those apart. So you see the red part of the apple, and I've got 2 stems. So if I want to group these together, I put my pin marks together. I select these. I just draw a little box around them and click the grouping button. And now I can move them around and they are grouped again. I have a bring forward, so if something is behind, if this is behind an object, I can bring it forward or I can send it back. A really helpful tool is the duplicate button. So I have 1 apple, but I need 10 apples. So I press the duplicate button 10 times, and that saves me from doing copy and paste 10 times. It's the same thing. So I have now 6 apples that look exactly the same. And then the 2 stars on the end, the big star will increase the size of the shape, and the small star will decrease the size of the shape. If you also want to increase the size of the shape, you can drag the dots. You can click and hold and drag the dots. Now you need to be careful, because this dot with the line through it, what that does is that will keep the proportion of your shape, and it won't flatten out. If you drag from the edges, the shape or the picture, the image tends to flatten out, and again from the corners you can get it flattened out like that. So you need to make sure that if you don't want your image or your object flat, you need to drag from the line, from the dot that has the line through it. Okay, so that's objects with annotations. Now if we look at the shape, you have all the same tools. I can rotate this shape. I can duplicate it. But I do get an extra button on the end, which is the Edit Shape Points button. When I click on it, it shows me all the points on my shape. And then so from here, what I can do is I can edit the points on this shape. So I can make, in this case, different triangles if I wanted to. And I can go crossed. And that is just on any shapes that you draw with the shape tool. The last object I want to show you with the Marquee toolbar is a text box. Again, same tools, except at the end now I have a tool that opens up the text editing toolbar, and then I can edit my text. I can change the color, increase the font, and everything to manipulate the text inside there. And to close it, you just click outside, and that closes the text editing toolbar. So that's the Marquee handle toolbar. You have pretty much the same tools on each type of object, except you have specific tools at the end, like with the shapes and the text.